Yesterday I went on this hike, and it was unlike any hike I've ever been to. Now, I go hiking at least once a week, and typically it'll be 2 to 3 hours. But this place was different. First of all, it took me an hour and a half to get there. So I wanted to make sure I took advantage of this place while I was there because it's not like I can just easily drive there whenever I want. But this place was so different. It had these vast rolling hills of green grass, meadows, random bird houses everywhere, just nature all over, dragonflies, butterflies, all kinds of birds. And the views of the sky was spectacular, and yesterday the skies were a beautiful deep blue with white puffy clouds and purplish gray clouds in the mix. I mean, it was spectacular. And then I made my way into this little forest. And this forest was so different. The trees were different. The way it was designed. It was all these little rocky cliffs and hillsides and all that. Yet the pathway was all grass. Soft grass. And eventually it made its way to these little bridges that went over little brooks. I mean, this place was stunning. And the further you went along, it just kept changing. And eventually I made my way to this huge hill. And the hill was covered in grass, and it went up to the heavens. So I first told myself, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do that. There's no way I can walk up that. I'm too tired. I've been walking for a while now. Oh, God, that's a big hill. But I did it anyways. And as I got to the top, the view was amazing. It was incredible. Huge, amazing views of this valley, and it was just like breathtaking. But I kept going, and I entered another forest. And inside that forest were all of these other things. And that forest led to another field. And eventually I found this tree. Now, I know that hobbits live in this tree, but it was incredible. The thing had to be 100 to 200 years old, super wide, and then it had like this opening in it. It was, I mean, you could climb in it. I mean, you could seriously climb inside that tree. I had never seen anything like it. I'm pretty damn sure hobbits live in it. Well, I just kept going, and there was more and more and more to see. But I had been walking now for like 4 to 5 hours straight. And I knew that I better get back. So I make my way back. Now, as I'm walking along, it seems like I'm going a little faster. And I think the reason why is because before I was taking my time to stop, take in the scenery, take photos, etc. Now I'm just straight on walking and just trying to get out of there. Photography has been a huge passion of mine ever since I was 7 years old and I received my very first camera. Well, now if you go to MikeBurkePhotography.com, you can actually purchase my work on posters and prints. You'll find many different genres available, including animals, landscapes, seascapes, water scenes, and beautiful sunsets. You can find various different sizes available, and you can also add a frame to your order, so that way when you receive your beautiful new print, you can simply hang it on the wall. All you gotta do is go to MikeBurkePhotography.com and have a look. I'll see you there. I'm tired, my body is aching, my legs are starting to feel numb, my knees feel like they're just gonna pop. I mean, this is a lot of walking to do all at once. And sometimes the pathway would be thick grass, which is always hard to walk in. So I'm just trying to get through and really trying. And at one point I had like 3 or 4 different forests to go through. And I reached one of the forests and I had all these hills to climb. And I could barely make it. I was huffing and puffing. My body was aching. I wanted to stop. I kept telling myself, no, you're close. You're close to the end of this. You got a little bit, maybe an hour, it'll be over, but it'll be over. You'll get there. And I even told myself, the amount of time I have to walk is like 2 hours. It's like the length of a movie. And that thought like made me less motivated actually, because it meant I have to do that much more walking. But then, just 5 minutes later, I came out to the first big field, the entrance to this whole place. And I was like actually surprised by it. Like it took me longer to walk one way than it took to come back. But the point was is I saw my out. So I kept going. But this was a steep hill. This was the steepest of all hills. And I could barely get up it. I'm climbing up there. I am so exhausted and tired. I just want to collapse. So I just kept fighting and fighting and fighting until I reached that top. I wanted to sit down right there at the top, but I was like, my truck is right there. I could just keep going. I could make it. I could truly make it. And so I did. The whole point of this story is whether it's your dream, a goal, or something you're trying to get to, it's there. It is right there. But your steps to get to that point could take a while or may not take long at all. And you may have to go on a long journey, a difficult hike to get there. And your knees may buckle out and your legs may go numb. But the thing is to get there, you keep going. Because you don't know how close by it may actually be. It may be just a few steps away. But if you give up now, you're never going to get there. And wouldn't that suck to give up now, when in fact it was right there. It's that close to you. It's that close, so close. Thanks for watching.